How about the Philadelphia Eagles? They are going back to the Super Bowl. I've kind of felt all year, this feels so similar to 2017. Well, much like 2017, a dominant performance in an NFC Championship game and a trip to the Super Bowl. And I want to just say, we're going to get into the film, what happened, all that stuff. But I just want to say at the top, I know there's going to be some people who are going to say, well, yeah, but they beat Josh Johnson and then an injured Brock Purdy. How much credit do we really give them? Listen, what we say all, basically for years now is that, oh, Kyle Shanahan can win with anybody. I get that it's a little different in this situation. I'm not saying that, you can put an asterisk on the Niners' loss. I think that's fair, but there's no asterisk on the Eagles' win, in my opinion. They deserved it. You play who you play. Sometimes you get a little bit lucky. Yeah, sure, the Giants weren't great, but they earned a 1 seed, so they got the right to play the Giants, and then, yeah, here you got a break, but they also played awesome in this game, I thought, as well. I thought this was a great performance by them, and today we're going to be talking about their offense and what they did against a very good defense. So yeah, sorry, a lot of talking at the top. We had a lot to get to. Let's just get into it. Let's start off with this play. This was a controversial play, and so where better to start than the controversial play? First, just the decision itself, 4th down and 3. It's a classic decision where everyone would criticize it if it went wrong, but everyone loves it when it goes right. I love it either way. I think these are the smart decisions to make. Time to go for it. Don't kick a long field goal that you don't feel confident in your kicker making, or maybe they did, I don't know. But, the value of going for it here is pretty good. So I like the idea of going for it, especially when you have guys like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Although it's going to be kind of a weird play. Look at how Jalen Hurts takes the snap. He's going to look towards his right, and it looked like he was going for, I think there was like a pick play going on, the circle that is closer towards the bottom of the screen. Looked like where he was looking at. I don't know why he didn't just throw this to A.J. Brown. But he doesn't. He decides to scramble outside the pocket. Great blocking by the offensive line as he makes this throw off balance. And definitely the off balance nature probably hurt the throw. I feel like Hurts, this is typically a throw he puts right on the money, even if he's off balance. There's no doubt about it. This one was, a bit off. It's also possible Smith misplayed it a little bit. I don't know. This was as early as we could see it. But watch what happens. All right, Smith, who was wide open, makes a tough grab, or does he? Actually, on a different angle, we found out it didn't, but it was not challenged, so you can't really blame the Eagles for it. Eagles did everything right, other than, it would have been better if Smith held on, but they were able to attack the Niners the correct way, and that's kind of the main point I'm making, which is they took a deep shot on those man coverage plays. We talked about going in. Will the Niners run those man coverage plays, which they like to, when you have 2 really good receivers? Smith got wide open. He made the tough catch, just didn't hold on to it. And you can blame the refs if you want to. I always kind of feel like, though, if it's not challenged, then, the blame has to go to the head coach, and credit to the Eagles for hurrying up. Now, we saw some Niners being able to shut down the Eagles, although I have some nitpicks as to what the Eagles did. Something like this, I just didn't understand this. So we just saw Smith and really A.J. Brown both have good situations in man coverage. This is a situation where, at this point, I would assume the strategy on a play like this would be to throw the ball down the field. No, not what's going to happen. On this 3rd down and 4, watch what happens. Instead, it's just going to be a handoff, and they're going to gain nothing. A weird play as, again, I'm sure they saw something that they liked, but it was not well blocked at all. It was actually very poorly blocked on this play, almost to the point where I wonder if there was some miscommunication getting the snap off there, because that was weird, but also just a weird play call in general. I don't know why you don't try to push the ball down the field, or at least just let it go into your quarterback's hands and hopefully into one of your great wide receivers' hands. I also have to say, Hurts was not perfect in this game. Hurts missed some throws I thought did not have his best day. Probably no bigger example than this one. It's a 3rd down and 9, and the Niners are not playing their man coverage they had been playing. They're instead going to be, looks like it's quarters coverage. I can't tell exactly because I don't see where the safeties are on this play. But what you do see is that when Hurts takes the snap and eventually is going to fire down the field, you see right here, A.J. Brown has a step on Ward on this play. There is, again, a window to make this one, and if this is a perfect throw, this is a touchdown. Instead, this throw is too far, and that was a break for San Francisco, as they had to punt the ball away instead. So that's definitely a big advantage. So it was not. I had definitely some nitpicks for the Eagles, but really where they came alive was kind of the last 5 minutes or so of that second quarter. Right here is a good example. It was really the running game in a lot of ways. I thought this offensive line was really bullying this 49ers defensive line in a lot of ways, where what's going to happen on this play, you see the blocking concept, and watch how when it begins, at this point, it's just so well blocked. The only guy who can really come in is the safety. He's the closest unblocked man. But look at just how good of a job every other Philadelphia Eagle player did of not just winning their block, but really kind of dominating their block. As you see, Sanders is able to get into the end zone for a touchdown, and they were able to get, 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half. They were able to really rush the ball effectively in these types of situations. And obviously that helps because, again, if you can do that well, it really obvious. I mean, I know it's kind of a meme of like, oh, run sets up everything else, but it really does. And they were able to do that, and it helped them. I also want to talk about this one. I just want to talk about the Jalen Hurts rushing ability a little bit as well. This is the only play I have in the second half. The first half was the game, basically. But what's going to happen here is this is just the value of Jalen Hurts as a rusher, which you have to imagine. He got a little shaken up for a second, and now it's like, okay, oh God, please don't, we don't want to have a backup quarterback in the Super Bowl after having to have a 4th-string quarterback in the NFC Championship game. But this is just the value, and you have to imagine they're going to use this in some capacity, whether they play the Chiefs or the Bengals. This is going to be something they're going to do, which is use Hurts as a runner. And again, the value of having a quarterback be a rusher is the halfback can now get out and block. However, this is going to be pretty good defense by San Francisco at first. Watch this right here. You're going to see that Jalen Hurts is in a little bit of trouble here, right? This is not a perfect situation for Jalen Hurts as he has a defender who is currently right near him. That's Samson Ebukam, who is right around him. So, okay, there's some trouble. But again, Hurts is just such an effective rusher of the football. Watch as he is able to get around that tackle, and then he just goes. He is able to pick up a first down, gets inside the first down and 10. There was even a late hit, which allowed them to get a touchdown. So just some incredible stuff by Jalen Hurts. And I thought that this offense really played well. I thought this was a really just impactful offensive day, and I think that this was a very impressive performance. Again, say what you want about the Brock Purdy situation. Yes, that hurt, but hey, as much as you want to say, oh, 4th-string quarterback, the team with the 3rd-string quarterback was able to dominate every other team in the NFC. So, Eagles, I think they deserve to be here. I do think that, they were incredible. Yeah, sure, it helped being in the NFC instead of the AFC, but you know what? They don't ask how you got there. They just ask if you got there. The Eagles got there. They will play for the Lombardi Trophy. They have the George Halas Trophy. Very cool for them is what I think. What do you guys think, though? Let me know in the comments below. I'm sure there will be plenty of opinions, so let me know in the comments. Always love hearing from y'all. And, of course, as always, thanks for watching.